If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
And Lori Darling's in Fayetteville, Alabama presents the Coach John Limbaugh Show every morning here on, every Friday morning here on Daybreak Live. And of course, John is the head football coach and athletic director at Fayetteville. And I guess with the business of the fall sports, you're a busy guy, aren't you?
Absolutely. There's a lot going on, and our volleyball team is out working, and they're doing their thing and working hard. And our cross-country team's out working, and it's just a lot going on. So
how do you keep up with all that?
It's hard. I got people.
No, I got you.
I have people. So
I understand.
I got people that help me out. Absolutely.
Lori Darling's in Fayetteville, Alabama. Great place to eat, and big supporter of Fayetteville athletics.
Oh, huge.
And academics too.
Yeah, Laura Manning does a great job, and she's wonderful, and the food's great. So we appreciate them.
Hey, a game that you thought, and we talked about it last week, that was a winnable game against Thorsby on a Thursday night, didn't turn out like that.
No, Jimmy, it was a complete abortion of everything that's good in the world. It was really bad. We didn't play very well at all.
Mistakes.
And you see right there, and I take full responsibility for our team and everything that we do. There's a couple of turnovers right there that led to scores for them. They made some big plays, but I thought our defense played stellar the first half, and I really thought they played a great ball game. And there was a good play by us right there. We did some good things. Some good things happened.
A great throwing catch there.
Great throwing catch there. That was Blake Manchin going to pace of Deloach there. There's a good tackle there. Very proud of our team in a lot of respects, but I've got to have them ready for a ball game, and apparently they were not ready, and just missed tackles and things like that.
And that's something you've dealt with most of the year, missed tackles.
Yeah, and it'll burn you, it'll come out and haunt you, but Jimmy, I don't know many teams that win with 6 turnovers. You just don't do it.
No.
It doesn't matter if you're the Dallas Cowboys or whoever you are, you cannot have six turnovers. So,
you had 6, half a dozen. That's a big play right there with a throw and catch. And so you're able to put points on the board, but you just, the Achilles heel is the turnovers.
And the turnovers that get you. And, credit to Thorsby. They made those plays, but we thought we were matched up well with them. We just didn't get the job done. We went in there and did not get the job done. And it's a frustrating thing. And score is not indicative of the effort. You have turnovers and you pile up points and things like that, but our kids played hard. It's just I take full responsibility for that. And we'll work tonight to straighten those things out and look better on the field tonight, and I think we will. We've worked all week. Our kids had probably the best practice yesterday. We did a little bit more than a walkthrough, and they had the best practice yesterday that they've had in weeks. It was really fun, good practice.
Sometimes as we get, we're 2/3 of the way through the regular season, and you're still in position to make the playoffs, and you gotta do some things and improve week to week, and that begins tonight with Horseshoe Bend.
Well, we're 4-3, and like you just said, we're in position. But when you're in position, you got to do the right things, execute on offense, and this team that we're playing tonight is a very dangerous team. They may be 1-5, but they're very dangerous. They play some close games. We watch them on film. They're dangerous. They do a lot of things very well. They're going to try to out-formation you. They get a lot of different formations, but I think our team is used to that, sending that out of our offense in practice. We're getting a lot of different formations at practice and things like that, and they'll get in a set what we call it crazy. It's really a thing from an A10 playbook, but they'll spread out. They'll put some in the middle and some on each side, just like we do, and they're getting things like a swinging gate type of look, and so they'll get in that and double wing stuff, and they're getting the wishbone, which we enjoy watching that. That's good old school football, and we'll enjoy playing against the option out of that. But we just got to go play football. It doesn't matter what they get in. Coach Reed's got them ready for it. They've seen it in practice, but and throughout the year we've seen different stuff. So they're going to be ready. We're going to have a guy in position. We're going to have a guy in space to make the play. We just got to go make the plays. I'm very proud of our defense and what they're doing and what Coach Reed accomplishes every week. But it comes down to this: offense got to move the football, and offense got to score. So we'll see tonight what happens.
Horseshoe Bend, a lot like Fayetteville as far as the community is concerned. They really support their school and their athletics and academics over there in Newside. And Horseshoe Bend is a community that has had some winning football teams down through the years. And kind of like Fayetteville, they're a smaller school. This game tonight, though, is key for the Fayetteville Wolves. Every game is key now, I guess. Every
game is, and it's a big game for us. But you're right; they do a great job at Horseshoe Bend. Great coaching staff, and they'll be ready to play the game. And each year you have ebb and flows in your talent and so forth like that. And 1A ball, 2A ball, and even 3A ball. You got this ebb and flow, and they're what you would say going through a down year, but still the support is there, and the kids know they're loved and coached well, so they're going to come in and out ready to play the game. We have got to be ready to play this game. We got to go hit them hard because they're looking to spoil our playoff season just like they did last year.
Get back to the half dozen turnovers. How much of that you think is mental?
A lot. There's a lot there, when sometimes when things start snowballing on you, it's hard to stop it. And, you're dealing with kids that are, 15, 16, 17 years old.
A lot of things running through their mind.
And I love every one of them. I think the effort was really, really there, and I've got to have them better prepared. But when sometimes bad things start happening, it's hard to stop that. As a coach, you can call a timeout. You can gather them up. We talked about a lot of things at the halftime. And we could have got that thing evened up at 14-all. At that point, I think we could have won the ball game, but they went up 21-7 on us. And then that kind of, and when they scored that other touchdown and went up, that was tough on our mentality to say, okay, So when things like that happen, you got to slow them down mentally. You got to calm them down, and they've got to internalize these things and realize, don't let my lows get too low here, and don't let the highs get too high. Let's stay on an even keel, do what we need to do, and things will play out.
Yeah, and talent is not the question on this Fayetteville football team.
No, we've got talent. We've got kids that can get out there and do some nice things for us. And you saw the film just a moment ago, and we were making big plays as well. It's just that every down matters. Every down counts. You can't take a play off. And that's when they'll bust a big play, you take a play off. And I think that happened a couple of times in the game last Thursday. I think that there were a couple of times we kind of let down, and they just made those big plays and things like that. And whether it be a turnover on the kick return team, they picked the ball up off the ground and ran that in the end zone, or whether it be an interception or whatever it is, you've got to control yourself on that field, because anything can happen. Every play matters.
Kind of like when I was playing softball and I'd play right field. I'd take a play off and they'd always find you. They would always find you.
I knew what you were going to say. We've used that illustration many a times. You put a guy there somewhere and they're going to find him. And they're going to hit that ball to him. And so every player on that team, that's why it's a team effort. All 11 is so vitally important. That's why I love football so much. All 11 are vitally important.
You mentioned practice yesterday was good. What about the rest of the week?
Fantastic. We had good effort. I mean, our kids are resilient. They'll bounce back. And, it took me a day or two over the weekend to bounce back myself. And but once you come out there Monday morning, you look at your kids and you see them at school, and then they come to practice. We were off Monday. They come to practice, and they're smiling, they're jovial, they're up, they're ready for practice. It gets you in a different frame of mind. It gets you in a different mood when you see these kids, how resilient they are. And it's fun. It's fun to be with those guys, and they're a great group of kids. We just got our report cards back. We're all good. They're doing the right things in the classroom. I did. I did. I can remember those days going to your teachers and what have I got to do to make a C? But it's fun that our kids know the classroom comes first. They do the right things in there. They do the right things in the community, and we got to do the right things on the field.
Yeah, before we go, Horseshoe Bend tonight, Fayetteville 4-3 on the season. 2 more region games to go. 2
more region games. We got this one. We got Vincent, and then we play a team called BB Comer. So we got a lot of football left. A lot of fun on Friday nights, beginning tonight. I just like, take the opportunity to thank our administration. Amy Smith does a great job, and our fans, wow, they're going to show up. Last week was homecoming, I wish we could have got a W for them, but they really came out in force for the homecoming and to watch our homecoming court and to watch our game. And that's always fun. But they'll be there tonight at Horseshoe Bend. We travel so well. And I'd like to invite them all to be there to support our team and urge us on and toward victory. All
right, kick at 7 o'clock, New Side, Alabama, Horseshoe Bend, hosting the Fayetteville Wolves. We'll be back, Coach John Limbaugh, next week, brought to you by the Lori Darling Restaurant in downtown Fayetteville, Alabama.